Prayer is power. When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Pray. 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 Prayer is power. Prayer is power. What are you going to do? Pray. 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 When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. 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 Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Pray. Prayer is power. When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. What are you going to do? Pray. Pray. Pray.
Welcome, everyone, to Dr. Pillai's Religion of Religions YouTube channel. Today is Thursday, April 20th, 2023. We are about to do a live, in-depth planetary puja using the chart of now, based on my current location, which is in the state of New Mexico in the USA. My name is Swamini Valli. I am a Pillai Center teacher and priestess, and also an AstroVed astrologer. And I'm very happy to be hosting this program Monday through Friday on this channel. Dr. Pillai has talked about how the planets and stars are more than just objects in outer space. There is a divine light being associated with each of them. In doing the puja, we are invoking the blessings of these light beings to flow into our lives and also into our world. To do the puja, I'm using the South Indian style layout of the sidereal chart. I have drawn the chart in chalk on a little blackboard that's laying flat on a side table here. And also to do the puja, I have a little container of water, an incense stick, a lit tea light, a bell, a raisin, and a bowl of fresh flower petals. To start the puja, I'm using some of the water. I'm sprinkling water on all four sides of the blackboard chart to purify the space for where we're doing the puja. I'm also sprinkling a little bit of water, a few drops on top of my own head, and sending a few drops of water out into space symbolically towards all of you, so that whether you're watching this live or later on a replay, everyone is purified going into the puja. Next, to start the puja, we begin by invoking Ganesha, the archetype who removes obstacles and also is a patron of astrology. Om Shring Gang, Om Shring Gang, Om Shring Gang. We ask Ganesha to come and to remove all obstacles from this puja, and I ask him to remove obstacles in the lives of the participants in the physical, mental, emotional, financial, and spiritual areas of our lives. I ask him to remove obstacles for all of us, now and always, and I thank him for his help with this. Next, we do a short Tamil chant asking all of the planets to be beneficial towards us. Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Atiyar Arvarku Mikave. Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Atiyar Arvarku Mikave. Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Atiyar Arvarku Mikave. We ask all of the planets to be beneficial today towards us and towards our world. We thank St. Yanasamunda for teaching this chant, and we are grateful to Dr. Pillai for sharing it with us. Now, we turn our attention to the time elements that are active in my local area. We start with honoring the planet that's ruling the day. Today is Thursday, which is ruled by Jupiter. I put flower petals on top of Jupiter on the blackboard chart. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Now we honor the star that the moon is in. At the moment, the moon is in a star called Ashwini, a star that can give blessings for speed and for healing. I put the flower petals on the moon on the blackboard chart. Om Ashwini Namaha. Om Ashwini Namaha. Om Ashwini Namaha. Now we honor the Tithi, or the moon phase. In my area, we are in the first waxing moon, called Pratipat in Sanskrit. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Pratipat Devye Namaha. Om Pratipat Devye Namaha. Om Pratipat Devye Namaha. Now we honor the planet ruling the hour, which in my local area is Mars. I put flower petals on Mars. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Now we acknowledge the yoga and the Karana time elements. Dr. Pillai said for these we would not use flower petals. We would say their names in Sanskrit 3 times each. The yoga that's active right now is one called Priti, which has energies that are contented. Priti, Priti, Priti. And the Karana that's active right now is one called Kimstugna, which has energies that can be destructive. Kimstugna, Kimstugna, Kimstugna. Now, we turn our attention to the chart of the moment. At the moment, the ascendant, represented with the letters AC, is in the sign of Taurus this morning, which is ruled by Venus. We start, Dr. Pillai said, with honoring the planet that's ruling the ascendant sign as a gesture of his importance at the moment. I put the flower petals on Venus as the ruler of the ascendant sign. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Now, starting in the ascendant, we'll go around the chart in a clockwise direction, honoring the planets, the stars they're in, the archetypes that rule those stars, the planets that rule those stars, and the planets that rule the signs that various planets are in. Starting in the ascendant, Venus is sitting in the ascendant. So now I honor Venus for being in the ascendant sign. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Venus is in a star called Rohini, a star that can give blessings for prosperity, beauty, creativity. I put the flower petals on Venus. Om Rohini Namaha. Om Rohini Namaha. Om Rohini Namaha. Rohini's star is ruled by Brahma, an archetype of creation and creativity. I put the flower petals on Venus. Om Brahmaye Namaha. Om Brahmaye Namaha. Om Brahmaye Namaha. Rohini's star is ruled by the moon. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Vrishabha or Taurus, an earth sign with very grounded energies and a great love of luxury and comforts. Today, containing Venus, planet of love and beauty and joy, and also a planet that helps us to enjoy material comforts as well as the arts. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with a planet in it is Mithuna or Gemini, which today contains Mars. I put flower petals on Mars. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Mars is in a star called Ardra, a star symbolized as a teardrop of compassion. I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Ardrahe Namaha. Om Ardrahe Namaha. Om Ardrahe Namaha. Ardra star is ruled by Rudra, a fierce form of Shiva who destroys negativities both within and without. I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Rudraye Namaha. Om Rudraye Namaha. Om Rudraye Namaha. Ardra star is ruled by Rahu. I put the flower petals on Rahu. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Mithuna or Gemini, which is Mercury. I put the flower petals on Mercury. Om Buddhaheha Namaha. Om Buddhaheha Namaha. Om Buddhaheha Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Mithuna or Gemini, a zodiac sign with a great range of energies, today containing Mars, a planet that has energies that both help with healing and with protecting us. We pause for a moment and reflect on it. The next Rasi or sign with a planet in it is Tula or Libra, which today contains Ketu. We honor Ketu, and I put flower petals on him. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Ketu is in a star called Swati, a star symbolized as young shoots of plants blowing in the wind. We ask for divine blessings from this star, and I put the flower petals on Ketu. Om Swatye Namaha. Om Swatye Namaha. Om Swatye Namaha. Swati star is ruled by Vayu, archetype who rules the wind and the air element, and also is the father of Hanuman. I put the flower petals on Ketu. Om Vayuve Namaha. Om Vayuve Namaha. Om Vayuve Namaha. Swati star is ruled by Rahu. I put the flower petals on Rahu. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Libra, which is Venus. I put flower petals on Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Tula or Libra, a zodiac sign that has energies for balance, fairness, harmony. Today containing Ketu, who is sometimes called the saintly planet. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with a planet in it is Makara or Capricorn, which today contains Pluto. We honor Pluto, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Pluto is in a star called Uttara Ashada, a star that can give long-lasting blessings for success. I put the flower petals on Pluto. Om Uttara Shadaye Namaha. Om Uttara Shadaye Namaha. Om Uttara Shadaye Namaha. Uttarashada star is ruled by the 10 Visvadevas, 10 archetypes who each embody a unique, divine, universal principle. I put the flower petals on Pluto. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Uttarashada star is ruled by the sun. I put the flower petals on the sun. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Capricorn, which is Saturn. I put flower petals on Saturn. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Makara or Capricorn, a zodiac sign that can activate ancient past life skills and abilities. Today containing Pluto, planet of rationality, planet of science. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with a planet in it is Kumbha or Aquarius, which today contains Saturn. We honor Saturn. I put the flower petals on him on the blackboard chart. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Saturn is in a star called Satyabisha, a star that has healing energy, and one of its nicknames is 100 physicians. It also is a star that can give interest for esoteric subjects. I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Satyabishaye Namaha. Om Satyabishaye Namaha. Om Satyabishaye Namaha. Satyabisha's star is ruled by Varuna, archetype who rules the rains and the oceans. I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Varunaye Namaha. Om Varunaye Namaha. Om Varunaye Namaha. Satyabisha's star is ruled by Rahu. I put the flower petals on Rahu. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Aquarius, which is Saturn. I put flower petals on Saturn. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaiha Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Makara or Capricorn. We reflect on Kumbha or Aquarius, the most humanitarian of all the zodiac signs, today containing Saturn, planet of patience, structure, perseverance, and compassion. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with a planet in it is Misha or Aries, which today contains Neptune and also Jupiter. I start with honoring Neptune. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Neptune is in a star called Purva Bhadrapada, a star that Dr. Pillai says can give blessings towards enlightenment, charity, and purification. I put the flower petals on Neptune. Om Purva Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Purva Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Purva Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Purva Bhadrapada star is ruled by an archetype called Aja Ekapada. This is an archetype who can help us to experience deeper levels of stillness and silence and forgiveness. I put the flower petals on Neptune. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Purva Bhadrapada star is ruled by Jupiter. I put the flower petals on Jupiter. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Now we honor Jupiter for being in Pisces. I put more flower petals on him. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Jupiter is in a star called Revati, a star that can give blessings to help us with wealth and with travel. I put the flower petals on Jupiter. Om Revatiye Namaha. Om Revatiye Namaha. Om Revatiye Namaha. Revati star is ruled by Pushan, an archetype who helps take care of the cows of the gods. Even though he is a god himself, he does this work for them. In an agrarian culture, cows are a symbol of wealth. And I guess it would make Pushan one of the first cowboys. I put the flower petals on Jupiter. Om Pushanye Namaha. Om Pushanye Namaha. Om Pushanye Namaha. Revati star is ruled by Mercury. I put the flower petals on Mercury. Om Buddhayeha Namaha. Om Buddhayeha Namaha. Om Buddhayeha Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Pisces, which is Jupiter. I put more flower petals on Jupiter. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Meena or Pisces, a zodiac sign that is the most transcendental and metaphysical of all the zodiac signs, today containing Neptune, a planet that helps us with our intuition and our understanding of our own inner life. And Jupiter, planet that helps with everything related to spirituality, and also a planet that can give blessings for wealth and for helping with anything related to banking or legal matters. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with a planet in it is Misha or Aries, which is today containing the Sun, Rahu, the Moon, Mercury, and Uranus. The Sun, Rahu, and Moon are all in the same star. So we will honor all of those three planets before we invoke the star. I start with the Sun. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Next, we honor Rahu for being in Aries. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Next, we honor the moon for being in Aries. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. The sun, Rahu, and the moon are all in a star called Ashwini, a star that can give blessings for both speed and for healing. Om Ashwini Namaha. Om Ashwini Namaha. Om Ashwini Namaha. Ashwini star is ruled by the Ashwini Kumaras, horse-headed twins who can give blessings for health, healing. Om Ashwini Kumarasye Namaha. Om Ashwini Kumarasye Namaha. Om Ashwini Kumarasye Namaha. Ashwini star is ruled by Ketu. I put the flower petals on Ketu. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Now, Mercury and Uranus are both in the same star, so we will honor both of them before we invoke their star. I start with Mercury. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Next, we honor Uranus for being in Aries. Om Hram Prajapataye Namaha. Om Hram Prajapataye Namaha. Om Hram Prajapataye Namaha. Mercury and Uranus are both in a star called Bharani, a star that can give a tremendous amount of divine feminine Shakti or power or energy. Om Bharani Namaha. Om Bharani Namaha. Om Bharani Namaha. Bharani star is ruled by Yama, an archetype of justice. We ask him to help us to be just and merciful towards others, and for there to be justice in our world. Om Yamaye Namaha. Om Yamaye Namaha. Om Yamaye Namaha. Bharani star is ruled by Venus. I put the flower petals on Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Aries, which is Mars. I put flower petals on Mars. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Misha or Aries, today containing the sun, which is our soul. The sun is exalted here and very, very comfortable and strong. And Rahu, planet that can help us to think outside the box and to make friends with new technologies. And the moon, which is our mind and our emotions, and also a planet that helps with our receptivity to light. and also can help us with balance. Mercury, a planet that helps with communication, business, and our own sense of humor. And Uranus, a planet that can help with success in life, higher intelligence, and also astrology. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. Now, I take a lit tea light and I hold it above the blackboard chart, the blackboard that has the chart drawn in chalk and the many piles of flower petals. And in the air, I circle it around the chart 3 times in a clockwise direction, offering the element of light to all of these divine beings that we have just invoked. Next, I take a lit incense stick to offer the air element and also a sweet fragrance. And I circle this above the chart 3 times in a clockwise direction. Now I take a bell to offer the element of sound. Now I take a raisin, a small piece of fruit to represent the earth element. And in the air, I circle it around the chart 3 times in a clockwise direction. And later in the day, I will eat that raisin as a piece of prasad or blessed food. Right now, I make prayer hands and I make sincere prayer to all of these divine beings that we have just invoked, asking them to send their positive blessings into the lives of all of us and also into the lives of our families, our friends, our neighbors, our colleagues, our homes, our workplaces, our schools, our communities, our countries, and indeed the entire world. May everyone on this planet have healthy food to eat, clean water to drink, clean air to breathe, a safe place to live, good clothes to wear, access to health care, good education, sustainable jobs, and may everyone on this planet have love in their life, now and always. I pray for enlightened leaders, enlightened laws, enlightened countries, and entire enlightened civilizations. I ask for blessings for all of my teachers, past, present, and to come. And I ask for blessings for all of my students, past, present, and to come. And I make a bow. You can continue to make your own prayers in silence for a minute, and then we can do short Q&A if you post questions in the chat. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Peace to the body, peace to the mind, peace to the soul, peace to the environment, peace, peace, peace. May we all go about our day or our evening in peace. Thank you all so much for joining us. I truly appreciate your participation and your support. If you have questions, you're welcome to post them in the chat, and I will do my best to try to answer them. You could see how quickly the moon is moving. Yesterday, he was in Pisces with Jupiter now he's moved into Aries, and he's in the sign of, he's in the star with the sun and Rahu, but he's already passed over both of them. So by tomorrow morning, he'll be sitting over on the other side of the sign with Mercury and with Uranus. During the evening or the early morning here in North America, Jupiter is going to transition over into Aries by tomorrow morning, and Mercury will have gone retrograde. So we'll have a lot of activity in Aries, and we're going to have a whole bunch of planets in Aries tomorrow when we do the puja. So it'll be an interesting morning for that. We also have on Saturday is Akshaya Tritiya. This is when the sun is exalted, and it's the third waxing moon. This is a very special day when we can take advantage of the energies that give blessings for non-depleting wealth, and also a day when our thoughts and our actions, the impact of them is multiplied. Some people like to buy a little bit of gold on that day, like maybe some gold jewelry or a little gold bar, to acknowledge the energy of non-depleting wealth. Some people like to also do some charity on that day, give some food or clothing or other things away to people that need it, as the good merit of that comes back multiplied as well. It will be a day to be mindful of what you do and conscious of your thoughts, to try to keep everything as positive as possible on Saturday. Okay, checking the chat to see if there's any questions for today. Not seeing anything posted yet at the moment, which is fine. And so those are the two big astrology things coming up at the moment. Jupiter will be in Aries by tomorrow morning, and Akshaya Tritiya on Saturday here in North America. Evelyn is saying, what happens when a lot of planets are in one place? It's one of the words for that, I think, when there's 4 or more in a sign, it's called a stellium. And this is something that's going to activate a lot of the energy of the sign. It's a fire sign. It's got very active energies. Aries does. And the sun is exalted here. However, the sun is not a planet that really likes to be with a lot of other planets. So the sun may feel a little bit crowded. And it's going to obviously activate energies because the rulers of different signs are all sitting in Aries. So to talk about it in more detail, you would need to know a little bit maybe about your birth chart, and to know what house is Aries in your birth chart. It is the natural first house of the zodiac, and topics of the natural first house can include things like our health, our body, our personality, our character. So it might be a time to just look at, maybe there's an exercise program you wanted to pick up again, or make some changes in your diet. There'll be a lot of planets there giving some natural energy towards health, and looking maybe at patterns in your character that you might want to improve, that type of thing. But individually, we would need to know what specific house is it in your particular chart. The houses in your chart start with the first house is wherever your ascendant sign is. Like today, the ascendant was in Taurus, but your ascendant sign, whatever sign was coming up on the eastern horizon, whether you were born in the day or in the night, there was a sign coming up in the east. That's your ascendant sign. and that would count as house number 1 for you. And then you would go around the chart in a clockwise direction to see then what is the house that Aries is, going in a clockwise direction from your ascendant as house number 1. Is it good or not? It depends, Evelyn. It depends on what we do with the energy of it too. Okay. So I need you to understand that we still have divine free will. We still can do things with remedies. Dr. Pillai has said with remedies, I can make it so you lose your hat instead of your head. So the planets are sending energies, thoughts, vibrations, etc. But we also have choices on what we do with that. So I want you to realize you have free will to make it good. There's a very famous, he's famous in America, a teacher from India called Yogananda, who came over to America, I believe in the 50s. And he would deliberately pick the worst astrological days to start a project to demonstrate to his students that with enough willpower and focus, even if the astrological indicators were not favorable, the project could still turn out well. Now, he had a tremendous amount of willpower. I don't suggest that we necessarily experiment with that for ourselves. I think we can try to take advantage of favorable astrological times. But I do want you all to feel that you have divine free will, and you have the ways with prayers, mantras, remedies to change your timeline, that things are not set in stone just because the planets or the stars are aligned in a certain way at a certain time. Okay, so that's my answer to that. I'm not going to call them good or bad. I might say some are more challenging than others, but I don't like to put that kind of label on the planets as I'm becoming friends with all of them. And I would like you to become friends with all of them as well. Okay, so I hope that's helpful. So you might just observe how it feels to you to have them, so many planets in one sign. Observe for yourself. Also to be a yogi or a yogini, you're experimenting for yourself. You're noticing things for yourself, not just because a book or a teacher has said something. Okay, you're also doing your own real-time, observations. All right, great. Good question. Okay, we do love it when you hit the like button and when you subscribe to the channel, as it does help the channel to grow. So thank you to those of you that do that. I'll go ahead and close out our live stream for today. The light in me genuinely honors the light in all of you. May light encompass all. Namaste.